Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome back to another episode of Into the Breach. Things have been going relatively well here so far, although we've had some very close near misses to disaster. As it stands, we have 2 missions left on our second island before we have to fight the boss, and I have no idea what the boss is, which is worrying. As it stands though, we're going to start off by going to the Dust Bowl and hopefully having everything go nice and smoothly. We have to end the battle with less than 4 mech damage, which we should hopefully be able to do, but we'll go find out. Let's do it. Vek have been reportedly emerging from erosion points and then taking to the air. We can't allow them to achieve air superiority. That actually means enemies will be spawning. Flying enemies will be spawning out of those holes, which is a little worrying. But let's start the mission and see what happens. So they're starting out with a scarab, an alpha scarab, and a beetle. Now thankfully, these holes should basically prevent them from doing a lot of what they plan to do, and we should be able to use those to really mess with them. But we're going to see what happens here. So let's start. I really don't know where I want to put my guys, though. I kind of want my artillery to be over here, but we can't attack into this row anyway, so if he comes over here and attacks, we're in bad shape. So let's try to see if we can mitigate that being a problem and get around that issue by putting our guys not in that line, so they don't want to go there. He's gonna go there, though. I don't know how we're gonna deal with that. If we just build our entire starting strategy around how do I make this guy not wreck our day, then I'm probably gonna have to put the mech here for a 2 damage punch, and so we can eat that beetle charge. It only does 1 damage. Okay, we'll just put the mech there to deal with that, and we'll put our other guys over here for now. And we'll see what happens. They're probably going to spawn up some enemies right away, but we'll see how it goes. This may be a nasty start. This is a... yeah, he did exactly what I expected he would do. This guy's great. We can just pit him, except for the fact that an enemy already spawned there. So that's not quite so great, but we may be able to deal with that. So, question is, how best to deal with this? We could use Archimedes' relocate ability. No, we can't, because this guy's in the way now, too. That is a lot of enemies on the first turn. That is a lot of enemies on the first turn, I say. I say it again. So, how exactly are we going to handle this now? So, we have a couple of different options here. If we attack right on this tile with the artillery, it'll shove this guy forward so he's not hitting anything. That'll make sure that this hits nothing, and it'll do 1 damage to him. This guy needs to stay here because he's going to hit this building if we don't block it, so we kind of need to body block that one, if nothing else. If we can kill this guy first, then we can drop him into the hole. I think we can do that, but I don't think we can do that and prevent this guy from attacking. Because if we were to move over 1 tile, shoot an artillery here to move them up 1 space, then we'd have the ability to use the cannon on the tank here to bounce this one off of him, doing 2 damage to him, and then punch him into the hole, so he'd die that way. That would make sure that he wouldn't be doing anything significant. They'd both be dead. This one would still be attacking this tile, though, which is not amazing for us. Alternatively, I think this is the play. We use the Artemis missiles to kill both of them. We use the mech to punch him into the hole, and then use Artemis's relocate ability to block the way again. And then we can use the tank to bop this guy once. I think that's actually a significantly better play. We're using our only shot of this on our first turn, which is maybe not the best play. But we've killed a pretty significant pair of enemies there, including the Alpha, without having to actually deal with anything else. Now we want to make sure we don't stop here, because he'll knock us back into that building, so we take a damage anyway. We want to stop at least 1 tile beforehand. I'm going to stop right in front of him to try and keep him from doing as much as possible. Now, I can actually bounce him off my own mech if I want to do as much damage that way as I can, but I don't know if that's a good idea, so we're going to come over here and just shoot him once. And then turn. And now he's dead because he moved in front of the hole. So that's perfect. Now, we did get an alpha one out of the hole there, which is not incredible, so we're gonna have to kill that one first, and then deal with these guys that have just spawned. But I think all of their spawns come out of the hole this time, so we don't have to worry about things like enemies spawning other ways. Now, is there any better way we can clear him and do something to these guys? Because the Alpha Hornet is worrying already. I think our best play here is just going to be involving using the artillery to clear this guy out. Is there any way we can do 2 damage to him? I don't think so. I can come around the back and punch him, and then I can use my move to get back around again. That'll kill him and damage him once, then I can drop him in the hole, and then we can use the artillery to kill this guy, but it does mean that these ones are going to be basically unharmed, which is not amazing. Is there any way we can do anything better to them while also dealing with both of these guys? I don't think so. There's 5 enemies on the map right now. We can kill 3 of them. That's pretty good, honestly. So let's move you over to here. Shoot this fella. The sad thing is, the 4 damage guys we could almost kill other ways too, but I think it's safer to just make sure that they do not get any extra turns here. Down the pit with you. Alright. That's gonna have to do. Hopefully they don't spawn 3 more guys next turn. They spawn 3 more guys this turn. So the nice thing about these bugs is that even though they attack 2 tiles for 2 damage, they don't attack infinite range. So all we have to do is boop them out the way again. They'll still go down. The problem here is that we still have to get rid of a lot of these bugs. That's a lot of bugs that I'm dealing with now. And this guy has a lot of health, and he's going to be a problem until we kill him, which is probably going to be at the end of the last turn, because I don't think we can actually kill him fast enough. Now, we could use the artillery here to set up a silly kill by bouncing him off our own mech again, but I don't think that's a very good idea. I think we need to use the artillery to blind him. We can use the tank to shove him out the way, and we can use our mech to kill one of these 2. Is there any better way than just killing 1 guy? Because I'd love to maybe not have to deal with that being a problem. We could use our jump jets to boost over to here to do a bunch of damage to them. And then I could shoot myself with a shot, which would kill us all. So that's not a good plan. I could move the artillery out of the way first, and then do that to damage both of them for 1. And then, if I shoot an artillery shell here, that's not going to help. It's not going to kill him. It's going to bounce off the building, which would lose us an objective, which would be bad. What is the best play here is the real question, though. I can do a bunch of damage to these guys, but I don't think I can easily clear them all. I think the play might be moving the artillery to here, shooting a shell here to move him over 1, taking the mech and punching him into this guy. We just aren't going to kill anybody with these actions. That's the real problem I'm struggling with here. No matter how I plan this, I can't see how we can kill more than 1 bug. And that means we are going to get absolutely overrun next turn. Unless they don't spawn anymore next turn, which would make sense because they don't get another turn to act. But it's still, like, I'm trying to figure out how we can do this without getting wrecked. I can attack this guy with our tank for 1 damage to get him out the way. I can kill one of these bugs, I can maneuver that guy. I don't think we can do better than that, honestly. I have to attack this guy. I can punch these into each other to kill 2 bugs, and I can maneuver him so he doesn't hit anything. But I think that's really the best I can do here. Except I can't maneuver him to hit anything now, I have to kill this guy first. Now I can maneuver him to not hit anything. Like so. I think that's as best as we're gonna do. Let's end that turn. We have another relocation here with our punching mech. I'm gonna put him on this side, just in case I need him over there. And we'll end our turn. They attack nothing. This hole filled up with water somehow. Oh, no, it didn't. It's just blue. Okay, so now we should be able to kill these guys, which is what we wanted. So, we come here. Is there a way we can kill all of them? No, the tank can't move over to here. If the tank can move over to here, we can kill all 3 of them. But as it stands, we can still clear them out, and we should be okay. One punch here does some good damage to them. Our next attack is going to be a artillery shell here. And of course, I put him there because he's not going to get any experience, and he just got a double kill on a big guy. And this guy we can just shoot for fun. Job done. Oh boy, that was a battle and a half, I'd say. That could have gotten way out of hand, but I think we managed to keep it under control. We got both of our commendation points there for not having more than 4 mech damage and protecting the clinic. We saved all the civilians. Not bad. Okay. We have one more map here before we have to fight the final battle. So do I want to do it for Scorched Earth or for the Rift? Going off of our theory last time, that time pods are less likely to spawn on events that have an environmental effect, we're going to go to the Scorched Earth map and see if that gives us a time pod. Alright, so there's a challenge here which is don't kill the volatile Vec. That's a little bit worrying. Hopefully we have a way to make them not volatile, and they're not just volatile all the time, because if they are, we're going to have to do a lot of pushing. But let's start the mission and see what happens. So this guy the volatile one? Yes. His name is Volatile Vec. That would seem to imply such. Okay. He's also a scorpion guy, which is nasty, because that means he's going to be hooking us, but we still can't kill him. We've got otherwise a pretty reasonable set of enemies, though. We have to survive for 5 turns, and we cannot let him die for 5 turns. Oh boy, okay. We might have to use our boosters quite a bit here. Let's go for this for now. I'm not quite sure how this is going to go, but let's see how it happens. What do you know? A time pod. Alright, he's hooked our punching mech. He's aiming for that building. He's aiming for our artillery. That's kind of okay. First thing we may want to do here is just bounce them. Is that really the best play? Probably not, but it might be okay. This guy's a bit of a problem. We can't easily kill him this turn. What I'm thinking our play might be is just move the artillery to here, shoot on this side to shove him off the mech, use the mech to punch him into the wall and kill him, use this guy to push our last bug onto this target. No, because then he's still going to shoot me. I don't want to push him sideways. Either way, I think we want to pick this up right now to make sure it's out of the way. Move the volatile Vec so he's not doing anything. Punch this guy into the wall as hard as we can. And use our tank to shunt him out of the way so he's not attacking our other guy there. I could move the punching mech again, but I actually kind of like him there. He needs to stay on this side with all these enemies that he can actually kill. So let's end the turn and see what happens. Not being able to kill this guy is gonna be a headache, I think. Oh good, now they're all volatile Vec, and he's double volatile. On the plus side... Okay, that's a bit of a pain. On the plus side, this guy should be pretty easy to clear out, and these guys are both doing nothing this turn, so that's fine. Now... Oh, this is great, because Archimedes can run in, punch, and then move again. I can come in here, kill the Blast Scion, and then get out of the way. And then we can do some damage to these guys and still use our artillery or a similar ability to push him out of attacking that building. We can use our cannon mech to damage one of these guys. It would be better if I can get to this side, because it'll kill that one. Instead, is there any other way we can do good damage here without hampering things? Not that I see. We can drive over to here and bop him into him. That'll put him on one and him on one, which is not amazing, but it'll make us in a pretty decent spot. Because you need to move. I can kill one of them if I use the artillery strike, but then I get bopped, which doesn't really help me any. So let's move you over to here. I don't really like him being right in the middle of everything. It means the potential for him to get completely pinned in is kind of worryingly high. But first... No, I think that's fine. Okay. You gotta give me a second here to puzzle through all of these shenanigans, because there's a lot of movement that needs to happen here in a very careful way. Now we need to move our artillery mech to here. Can you even get over there? You can just get to here. It'll cancel his attack, which is fine. Do some damage to both of them, which is pretty good. And we can use the artillery strike from here, even, which is probably a better place for me to be. No, not the death artillery, just the pushing artillery, to make sure he doesn't attack the building. And we end our turn. Does nothing. Does nothing. He can't act because he's in smoke. We have an alpha beetle. That's not good. He's not doing anything intentionally now. Okay, so far this is looking great. I can kill both of these guys and free up his attack with one move from our jumping tank by sending him over to here and using the boosters like this. That's a good turn. Now, this guy is going to be a bit of a problem, but our punching tank can come over here and punch him to death. And he's out of the way. Now all we have to deal with is this guy, who is going to get hit by the volatile Vec first, so that's a bit of free damage on him. He's going to basically run out of the way on his own, which is kind of nice. I can't quite kill him here, but I can prevent him from taking a turn. And they only have one guy spawning in, so this is pretty good. If I drop the Artemis missile on him here, not the Artemis missile, what's this called? Gemini missile? If I drop the Gemini missile on him, it'll bring him down to 1 health, and the smoke cloud that spawns will prevent him from actually taking a move. Oh no, it pushes him back. No, I didn't think about that. Alright. I keep forgetting how these moves work. It doesn't matter, he's still going to jump off in the middle of nowhere, which is kind of what we want anyway. And put our punching mech over there, and that way we should be able to deal with this all. Because he'll be way out of the way. If he wants to come back and attack something, then we should be able to get in range of the punching mech and sock him one. And let's end our turn. Attacks nothing. Attacks nothing. And they spawn 1 scorpion. Just don't scorpion this guy, please. Because I need him to be able to move. That's what I asked you not to do. Alright, well, we can still deal with this. With our artillery, we should be able to free him up. And we just have to make sure he doesn't die, so I can hit him for 1, no problem. So let us make sure this all works out the way we want. This guy has 3 health left, with all we have to do to him is push him out of the way, and that'll make him lose his hold on our mech. Punching mech comes down here and socks him 1. He is now removed, and we have 1 turn left, so we should be fine. I'm going to leave you there for now. Boosters, we're going to jump over the other side of him so he doesn't get to attack us. And that is now game. We're done. Whew. Alright. We cleared ourselves out here, and we're in decent shape. We didn't kill the volatile Vec, we protected the coal plant, and we got the time pod. And, because we already had max power, we gained an extra grid defense, which is pretty fun. Got a bunch of good experience on our team, too. Protected 1,000 more civilians. Alright, let's see what's in the pod. Another reactor core. Well, that's not terrible. It's not as cool as a reactor core and something else, but it's definitely not terrible. So where do we want to put that reactor core? Because we're going to spend it before we go into that battle, no matter what. We may want to put it into Zoe's tank so she can use the Taurus cannon at 2 damage a shot. Or we want to put it into Ralph's cannon so he can use building immunity artillery shells. Either of those are pretty good. I think we want to power up the tank right now, though. It's hard to say. Like, the power requirements really hurt at the start when you can't turn anything on. So I think what we want to do... Archimedes is already in pretty good shape with the way this is set up so far. It's just really a decision between putting the building immunity for Ralph or putting the Taurus damage for Zoe. And I think the Taurus damage might be better, because Ralph currently has the Gemini missiles if he really needs to suck something hard, whereas Zoe doesn't have a lot of damage. And if we can give her some, that'll be really good. So let's give the extra damage to the Taurus cannon and take off the bonus health, and we'll see how this goes. I have no idea what we're facing in this final battle with to destroy 5 goos as part of our bonus objective, which is worrying already. Let's go protect the corporate tower, and maybe, just maybe, not get wrecked here. Sensors have picked up an unknown Vec, some sort of massive gelatinous creature. Whatever it is, don't let it reach the tower. Okay, a large goo. What do you do, large goo? Goo attack. Attempt to squish the adjacent tile. Ah, that's nasty. Okay, well, let's get our team in here and hopefully not have to deal with that being awful. I think that's how we're going to want to do this for now. And let's see what happens. I assume it drops little goos. Oh, it moves really far. Okay, it's not like a slow moving, like, try to prevent this thing from getting to the building, as much as it is like, it's going to go wherever it wants. Go deal with it. Alright then. So you've got 3 health, so if I can get the tank to you, it can kill you. But unfortunately, since I didn't take building immunity, I can't shove you off of him. Okay, how are we going to handle this? I can take a bounce off of our mech here by putting the mech here, shooting the cannon off of him. That'll damage them both for 1 and kill it, leave the mech at 2 health, and then I can use the mech to punch him out the way. And then I can use the artillery to shove him. Or will I even need to? This is a nasty start. I don't like this. Okay. Alternatively, I can spend our Gemini missiles immediately, missile him, bring him around, shoot that guy to death, and use the mech to punch him over 1. Only question is, does he only move the adjacent tile, or does he move until he stops? It says adjacent tile, so it's probably fine to do it that way. Okay, we're gonna start spending our big guns right off the bat, because that lets us clear out this already. And that's probably for the best. I kind of want Archimedes to stay there. I don't know quite how we kill 5 goos. We only have 4 turns. And that's also worrying. Do they split? Okay, it's trying to crush me. It's trying to charge through there. How much health does this guy have? 4? Still has 4. Okay. Well, I can just kill it. But I don't know if that does anything. I don't know if killing it actually stops it in any significant way. So I think what we do here first is we're going to shoot him, because that'll push us out of the attack. That'll move us over 1. And then we can deal with these guys. We shoot the goo. It does. It spawns into 2 smaller goo. Okay. How do we want to deal with this, then? Because this guy is going to hit our tank, that's fine. I kind of want him to do that. I can punch him to death. I'm probably going to punch one of these guys to death and then move back here. We've already spent that move. The thing is, if we kill these guys and they keep splitting, are they just going to split forever? Because if they do, we actually don't want to be killing them right now. Because we're just going to make so many enemies we can't deal with it. The alternative here is we punch this guy and then shoot him so he's dead. That only gives us 2 turns left. We have to kill 4 more goos, though. We'd kill this guy, but we'd have 2 of these on the map still. He's blocking a spawn already, so that's kind of okay. And this guy's doing nothing anyway. Is it better for us to kill this guy or try for some other fancy plays here? Because if I were to shoot them, I can kill at least one of them, but the spawn's not blocked. The alternative would be to shoot this guy and block the spawn. I don't know if there's a better play. I think killing him might make our lives a lot easier. So I move over here and punch him in the back, and then move over here and cannon him on the side. He'll be dead, so it won't block the spawn, but at least be out of the way. And then we're just going to have to deal with 2 slimes, this guy and whatever else spawns. I could kill 2 more slimes this turn, but I don't think that's the plan right now. We're going to punch him. We're going to cannon him. And we're going to stand here. I could actually undo that move. I could stand on this block. I don't think we want to stop all the spawns, though. We're going to need some time to actually deal with these bugs, otherwise it's just going to get out of hand. Especially if they split again into guys with 1 health. I'm going to stand him here after all. He blocks an enemy spawn. We have another scorpion comes out. They go for the tower. He goes all the way over there for a building in the middle of nowhere. That's not quite what I was hoping for, but we'll have to deal. So, what is the play here then? We have to get rid of these 2 guys. And I kind of want to block at least 1 spawn. And the problem is I can't kill any of them. We just don't quite have the damage to kill any of them off this turn. I can kill this guy, but that might not actually help us any. I have to use the tank to kill this one if I'm going to use the tank to maneuver one of these guys. Because only the artillery can push this guy this way, which is the way he needs to go, and the mech can't reach this one. So the tank has to come over here and sock it to that guy. The artillery has to move this one. And I think we want to punch this guy. Because we're basically going to have to spend all of our next turn killing goos, otherwise we're not going to get that objective, which is not safe. I think we may be in trouble here. On the plus side, these ones only have 1 health, I think. So they can kind of be pushed into obstacles and killed that way, or into each other, but like, I don't know if we can actually get that objective, which is kind of worrying. We need that bonus objective because it gives us a lot of free stuff to work with. We may have to sacrifice some buildings here to make sure this works. But the plus side is that actually auto-killed one. That was actually really good. Okay. Okay, there's a lot of badness here. A lot of badness here, but I don't know if it's critically bad. I don't know, it's pretty bad. Okay, so we have to deal with this, because it's going to kill the base if we don't do something to it. We have to get unpinned here, because otherwise this guy kills us. And we have to kill at least 1 more goo. This is the final turn, so we basically have to do everything that we're going to do right now. If we wanted to, I can ignore this attack. I don't care if this hits me. I have to kill this guy. This attack doesn't do any significant damage either, so the only things that really matter are killing this goo and killing or stopping this guy from attacking. In order to do that, though, I basically have to either choose one or the other. We're either going to take one building damage here, or we're going to get our objective. And I'm more interested in getting the objective than not taking the building damage. Is there any other fancy way we can use this guy, though, to kill one? Yes. If we use our push ability, I can jump out of this attack and kill this guy, but it doesn't change the fact over here. I can jump over here to move him into that range of attack, but I don't think that makes any significant difference. I think the trick to solving this puzzle is going to be the boosters. If we use the boosters over here, we shove him over one tile, then we can bounce him off that guy, which isn't going to do enough to significantly stop him, I don't think, but it'll let us still kill him with the artillery shot, and also kill this guy. No, we'll only be able to damage that guy by bouncing him off there. And our mech doesn't have the ability to hit him and then do anything else. So I think that's not going to solve that problem. If we use the boosters here, we kill this slime. If we use the boosters here, we weaken ourselves, which isn't better. I think what we have to do first is we have to shoot this thing. Let's see what happens. Because if it's possible that it would give us some kind of crazy alternative strategy here. Unlikely, but possible. Because we only have to kill one more of these goos. Doing that kills the goo. There's no other way to kill the goo. There's no other way to stop this guy. We have to kill both of them. Yeah. So we're going to probably take a building damage unless we get that 20% unlikely proc there. But let's use the booster here. Kill the goo. Punch this guy. Get him off us. And I guess stay there. We can't quite get the fancy no civilian damage that I would have liked, but at the very least we accomplished all of our objectives. And hopefully we get lucky and this attack doesn't actually hurt them. It's a 1 in 5 chance, so it's not very likely, but we might get lucky. Nope, 111 casualties. We got the achievement Good Samaritan for getting 9 commendation points in one mission. But unfortunately, we had a single building destroyed in our second chapter island as well. I don't know how you managed it, but the creature was destroyed. It no longer poses a threat. I thank you and the Riftwalkers. Man. That was a toughie. On the plus side, we have a perfect island again. You completed every mission on RST despite the odds. You've earned my respect, Riftwalkers, and everything we can offer. So it's usually a weapon, a pilot, and power. What do they offer this time? A weapon, a pilot, and power. Mech can act twice if it does not move. That is an incredible power. The passive here, buildings gain a shield after taking damage. I actually don't want that, because I want to make sure they don't take damage anyway. This guy is crazy. His special takes 2 power, which is expensive, but that is an amazing ability. Let's take Silica. Thank you. Alright, we unlocked ourselves an awesome new pilot. So, where do I want to put Silica? I probably want to put Silica in the punching mech, honestly. No, not in the punching mech, in the artillery mech. If they don't move, though, I want to put them in something that they can really take advantage of that. The boosters is what's cool. They would make an amazing tank pilot. Sorry, Zoe. You are getting swapped out for Silica here, because Silica is just a better version of you, and if I can get double shot turned on, it's going to be nuts. Okay. Because then they can use the booster to jump somewhere and then shoot the cannon as well. Because this doesn't count as a move, this counts as a weapon attack. Let's spend some reputation and see what they're offering us. They are offering a Vice Fist. Grab a unit and toss it behind you. that's not terrible. Why would he want ally immune for that? So I can move them without damaging them, I guess? Defensive shrapnel, which we don't want. Pushes a shot that pushes everything around that target away without doing anything to the target. The push beam is a science class weapon, so we actually don't have a mech that can use it properly, so it would cost more power to use. We don't want that. And the self-destruct. Mech explodes, killing self and anything adjacent to the mech. No, I will pass on the self-destruct button, thank you very much. But we're probably just going to buy 3 power here, because that is going to be the most useful to us. Let's buy 3 power cores. We could theoretically sell one of our pilots, but I don't have anything else to sell to make it worth doing. So we're just going to sell nothing and put our power where we can use it. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to dump 2 power into Silica's double shot and 1 into Ralph's building immunity power. I would love to buff up our combat mech a little bit here because it's starting to be a little less powerful than I would like. But this is such a cool power, and if we can take advantage of that, it's going to wreck things. So let us... I don't know how good it is. It seems like it's really useful if we're in a good spot, but if we're not, I don't know. But the fact that Taurus Cannon lets us shoot someone in a line and then shoot them again is really potentially amazing. So let's put 2 cores into this guy for double shot. And we'll put 1 into Ralph for building immunity, because I would really like to be able to use that more. And there we go. Let's leave our island. By completing 2 islands, we've unlocked Pinnacle Robotics. In future games, we'll be able to visit unlocked islands in any order, indeed. But that's going to be it for now, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode of Into the Breach, and we'll keep at it next time. You'll notice we have a new island here, though, the Volcanic Hive, the final mission. At any point after completing 2 islands, we can go there if we want, but we're going to try and do all 4 and then go to the last mission from there. I'm a little unsure about how this is going to work for YouTube, because it's meaning that like all of our episodes are probably going to be at least 8 episodes long if we're doing 30 to 40 minute episodes, which is a long time. It's a long series, especially if we were planning to do multiple runs of this, which I assume we may, but I don't know for sure yet. Either way, let me know what you're thinking about this, and we will go, in the future, back into the missions. It would have been much cooler if I had said back into the breach, but I didn't. So, until next time, guys, bye-bye.